What's up, Desert Trade Nation? Welcome back to Montreal. It's been such a busy day today. I feel my voice is really weak, so stay with me on this. I got a question recently on how do you do backtesting when you want to use support and resistance level. That's going to be especially useful if you trade with price action and you want to take your trades only at major zones and major levels in the chart. And that's what I prefer. But backtesting kind of is messy with that, because even if you were to write a script, you still have to go back and look at your trades and whether they fit the strategy or not. The other difficulty is that I trade multiple time frames, so even then it takes me more time to go through the backtesting. But I'll show you how that works and how I do it. Okay guys, so right now I'm in TradingView and I'll show you exactly what I do to backtest with support and resistance areas. Now, the first thing that's kind of tricky here is that you probably have this watch list on TradingView with the currency pairs that you follow. But I try to not draw on these ones because I want to keep them clean for my own trading. But the cool thing you can do is that whenever you want to look at one type of chart to backtest, you can look here and search for the currency. I'll use the one from Oenda to do my backtesting. I'll just clear up everything here with all drawing tools. And I keep my indicators on the chart because it's simple that way. You can just hide them with these controls here. So I'll hide the Bollinger Band. Now what I want to do is I want to go back in time. I did some tests before, and since I'm going to trade all the way to the 1 hour chart, I can only go back to, I believe, 2016. Okay, that's the first date that you see candlestick on the 1 hour chart. TradingView doesn't give you like all the, there we go, I'm in the 1 hour chart right now. TradingView doesn't give you like all the data from many years, so you kind of limit it that way. Kind of is bad, but you have to deal with it. So since this is my first day, what I'll do is I'll put, I'll take that date, like I'll note that date somewhere, and I'll just draw a line for my own fun. Okay, so line right here. That's the first date we can backtest at. Now, given that, what I'm doing is I identify my zones on the daily chart. So let me switch back to a daily chart. I'll go exactly to the first date, which is right here. And now we need to identify some zones. The biggest challenge though with zones is that it's very easy when you look at the chart to say, like here for example, well, this is a zone, okay? We have some same highs, so I'm going to trade that and that, okay? So it's kind of hard to go in retrospect and to not look at the zones. So as much as possible, you want to hide what's ahead, so you'll only see what's there. If you can, try to make more zones so that you backtest more, and that's gonna maybe give you more losing trade. But at least you have like the worst case scenario, which is always good to have, in my opinion. So I'll take this just brush, and two things I want to do, because of course, like I could say this is a zone, okay, but I'm not gonna trade here because this is the exact like the first touch we have at that level. Okay, so I cannot trade that for sure. What I'll do is I'll draw a line, and whenever we go back to that same high, where I consider, okay, this is a zone, I'll draw a circle, okay? Circles are going to be the sign that I can trade at that level. Okay, here I cannot trade. Here, yes, I can trade because it's the same high. Now I'll draw the same thing right here, okay, because this is my support. Here I cannot trade, okay, because it's the first time I see it. Now we'll go forward. Okay, we made a new high. Here I can not trade because it's a new high. Okay, that's like 1.46, 1.47. It doesn't really matter where you draw your zone, just like be correct with it and understand that the zones are not going to align exactly. Now here, we came back to the zone. Okay, so here we'll be interested to trade. Since we are back to the zone, I'll put a circle right here. And I don't know whether that zone fails or not. Okay, that's not the point. There we go, zone fails. But I'm still looking to trade here because I would still think this is an uptrend. I'm going to buy at that level. Okay, but I do have some other criteria to trade based on that. Here, well, depending on how you trade, you could say, well, this is the next zone I would trade at, okay? So I would like circle that one just to make sure, okay? Because I would trade at that zone. And I'll give it some room. So if I were to trade the hammer here, I will still give some room. So I'm not expecting price to reverse exactly at the zone here, 1.38. I'm giving it some room. So even if you go here, for me, that's fine. And I won't go through all of this because it's kind of boring a little bit. Okay, but here, depending on what you want to say, this is my past resistance. Maybe I'll trade here. Okay, I want to trade that. To me, it's too tight, but up to you decide. And basically what you're going to end up with is something along the line of this right here. Okay, as you can see, I have all my lines that I drew from the beginning, from pretty much the same date. I started a little bit before to get some room. And the circle are the place where I can place trades. Okay, see, this is like not the first time I see it. This place right here is where we had a previous support, becomes resistance. So I would trade that. Okay, this one, same thing. This one here I will not trade it because it's the first time I see it. I have to let the market do a low. And then I will trade later on here. Okay, those are things that I identify like candlestick by candlestick. So I move the chart like slowly and I look at the zones. Okay, this one, for example, I would trade it because it's at the same level, pretty much. A little bit below, but you have to give some room. And you have to be able to enter a trade, even though we're not exactly at the zone, because price is never going to be exactly like perfect aligned like you thought it would be, okay? So you get these zones. And then what I'll do is that these zones, the cool thing is that everything stays in the chart, okay? So you don't have to think about it. Then you can go on whatever time frame you want to trade, okay? So I would go, let's say, in the 1 hour chart. I will go back, click go to go back to the time where you want to go. So for me, it's 1st of January 2016. That's the first day we have data for. So I'll just go back to that date. And from there, I look to enter trades at my circles that I drew on the chart. Okay, so this is a line. I'm not entering here. Oh, here's a circle, okay, where we had a resistance area. Okay, no trade here, though. So I'll just keep moving forward. Another resistance area. No trade, although we come back here to retest, which is where I will place a trade. Okay, so a nice hammer. That's a winning trade. And here, again, we touch the resistance, no trade. Here we come back at support, no trade. Okay, not all of these are going to be like place where you put trades, and that's totally fine. We come back, no trade. Here we go to the support, and we have the setup I'm looking for, which is a Bollinger Band reversal trade, okay, with the engulfing candle. And here there's a hammer, but that doesn't really matter. So here's another example. Basically, you do this, and if you want to do the same thing on a forward chart, well, easy. You just switch on the forward chart, and you're good to go. You're just gonna go back to the same date where you started to identify your zones, which for me is the 1st of January 2016, and I will just do this the exact same thing. Okay, go through the charts, identify the trades. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this is valuable. Do let me know. And I sincerely hope you'll use that in your trading as well. So there you go, traders. I hope you liked this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, if you got some value. And if you have any question or any thought, comment below. Let me know. I'll do my best to help. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Ciao.